Chelsea destroyed Paris Saint-Germain 3-0 to lift this summer's Club World Cup, but the way this cup was won was not a fluke. It was a warning. Something is finally starting to happen at Chelsea FC. It isn't hype anymore. It isn't just the process anymore. The rebuild stage is finally over. And right now, we are seeing this project evolving. This project now has legs. And this team, most importantly, is starting to believe. And they're believing they're winners. They're champions. They can beat any team on their day. And they finally learned what it takes to have a winning mentality across the team. We're finally tapping into a new era at Chelsea Football Club. And we can now say, as this is the beginning of Chelsea 2.0. One man we can thank for finally getting us here was Enzo Maresca. When the club originally changed their 2+1 year contract offer into a straight 5-year deal for Enzo Maresca on his wishes, this made the entire Chelsea fan base wake up and take notice. And that's because Enzo Maresca had a vision that he never ever wanted to waver from, and he needed those 5 years to set up his long-term stages and his plans. He inherited a scattered squad of players who felt the disappointment of not securing season objectives under Pochettino. There was some chaos happening behind the scenes, but from that chaos, he has now turned them into a system. And this system now has structure. This system now has patterns of play, and most importantly, this system now has belief. Maresca always knew that this was going to take a long time. When Chelsea started the 24-25 season in absolute fire, scoring goals for fun, he enjoyed the process, but he said, do not take this for granted. We're ahead of schedule, but we aren't where I need us to be. And following that moment, that was when the dark period came. Results got harder. And the scary thing was, it was starting to feel like our football had been figured out and sussed out. Chelsea fans got nervous. They lost hope again. Is this yet again another season of disappointment and failure? This board has tried things now for the 3rd time in a row. And it seems like Enzo Maresca is following similar patterns that other managers before him have left behind. But Enzo Maresca forever had the backing of this board. But most importantly, he had the full backing of the Chelsea squad. And from those moments, we rode them. And Maresca introduced something that was very different to what other managers had done. And he brought a results-based focus back to Chelsea Football Club.
Taking on Simicas, Enzo Fernandez! Sancho!
Forward press kindly for Dewsbury Hall. He goes all the way, Dewsbury Hall! Fernandez! Once football history. Cucurella shaping to shoot.
Reece James.
Nice.
Neto. Oh, he was given space. You cannot.
And he slips in.
Pedro Neto.
In by Madueke.
Cucurella.
Hold on by the Stamford Bridge crowd. Cross comes in. Cucurella.
Chelsea ended the season with focus, desire, determination to do everything in their power to secure Champions League football. And incredibly, in our last 16 games since losing the second leg to Legia Warsaw on the 17th of April, Chelsea have only lost one game in 16, and that came courtesy of Nico Jackson's nightmare red card against Flamengo. The season ended on an absolute high as Chelsea dominated and destroyed Real Betis in an epic comeback, which was the perfect send-off and showcase of Enzo Maresca's football. That win was the confidence booster needed for this team to believe in themselves. And Chelsea entered the Club World Cup feeling like they could beat anyone, feeling like they could go all the way and lift glory in the end. And this is where Enzo Maresca used this as an opportunity now to showcase his next evolution with this team. The Club World Cup showcased the rise of Chelsea 2.0 under Enzo Maresca, because in every game Chelsea played in, they use a different formation, a different setup, and different tweaks with the players. We saw a combination of 3-1-6 formations against the dreaded 5 at the back teams. We saw Cole Palmer playing on the left-hand side with Cucurella overlapping. We saw the return of Gusto playing as a touchline player. And Nkunku started to make more sense. 4-2-2s, 4-3-3s, and this culminated in Chelsea's Champions League season dominant performance against Paris Saint-Germain. Maresca isn't adapting to Chelsea anymore. Chelsea are finally adapting to Enzo Maresca. Maresca has the tactical authority he's always been looking for, and that new authority was in full display in the Club World Cup. We didn't sneak through the tournament, we dominated it. Palmeiras, Fluminense, Paris Saint-Germain. But what's scary is in the progression, Chelsea outscored opponents 7-1 across the tournament with the highest possible XG difference in the Club World Cup. But it wasn't just the team as a whole making headlines, it was also the individuals leading the charge. Cole Palmer has been on the rise, and his performance against Paris Saint-Germain was legendary. But this new Chelsea attack is now more than just one player. João Pedro's chemistry with Palmer was flowing. With Noni gone, Nkunku set to go, and possibly Nico Jackson, it feels like this Chelsea attack are starting to have new life because it's now built around fluidity. Palmer isn't just a playmaker anymore, he's the controller of the tempo, and when paired with Pedro, they unlock each other's best games. But what makes us really dangerous isn't who's scoring, it's how they're set up. Chelsea 2.0 isn't about balance, it's about chaos with structure. One week, fullbacks overlapping, the next they're inverting. One week Palmer on the right, the other Palmer on the left. Maresca is weaponizing the unpredictability that he has, and it looks like it's working to amazing effect. Well, that future is being engineered now, with new stars emerging and waiting literally in the wings. Estevão didn't even play in the final, but he passed the audition with flying colors. He showed elite technical traits, tight space IQ, and bravery, and he won the Superior Player of the Match award 3 times in the Club World Cup. JB Bino Gittins has been training with the squads, being ready to quietly get blended into this setup. Chelsea's future stars aren't being bought, they are now being prepared, and Maresca is laying the tactical groundwork for them to find their success. But development isn't just happening on the pitch too, it's happening in the mind and souls of the squad. From the media day confidence to the composure in the finals, the squad's belief is a beautiful thing to see. No one looked nervous, no one forced energy, no one overcompensated. They weren't celebrating like underdogs when they lifted the Club World Cup, they acted like champions. And there's a real feeling now that these players know they're good. They've been knowing their manager is good, and Maresca is empowering them now to play without that fear. And it's not just the players, it feels like recruitment is finally catching up to the ambition we are now witnessing and showcasing on the pitch. The signings have quietly been making sense for a while, and this summer we've introduced Delat and Gittins alongside Palmer and Lavia, utilizing that Man City DNA. We've added João Pedro with his fluidity across the lines, and he has instantly had a massive impact and connection with his Chelsea teammates. There's cohesion now, and you can finally see the plan. And this clarity now is transforming the mood within the fan base, but it's also making the rest of Europe take notice. We're not just hoping anymore, we're expecting. The fans finally have reason to believe this isn't another false dawn because the style is defined, the results are growing, but the tactics, the ceiling, they're higher. They've higher than they've been for years. And all eyes now turn to the transfer window as this is the final statement Chelsea are ready to make now to really let everyone know where they're going to be at for next season. With Madueke gone, with Nico and Nkunku likely next, Over 100 million in prize money and sales already secured. Rodrigo, Yildiz, Ekitike, Xavi Simons, Morgan Rogers, Chelsea are shopping at the top table now. And Maresca's system is the selling point. But make no mistake, this is only the beginning. The chaos years are finally over. The foundation years are behind us. Right now, we enter the year of evolution. If Chelsea back Maresca one more time, this team could become seriously scary because this promise, this fear has been simmering now for the last few years. And now it's become a reality because Chelsea 2.0 is no longer an idea now. It's here, it's real, and the world has been warned.